All right. So we're working with CH3OH. And did I list that as liquid or did I list that as a gas?
Yeah.
Okay. And then O2, gas. And anytime we have combustion, we're always going to be producing, anytime we have a hydrocarbon and oxygen, we're always producing carbon dioxide and water. And since this is combustion, it's going to be a gas. Okay? All right, let's count up all of our atoms here. We've got carbons and hydrogens and oxygens. I wish this thing would settle down a little bit. Okay. Okay. So we've got one carbon here. Okay. We have 4 hydrogens. We've got 1, 2, 3 oxygens to start with. Okay. We're always going to start with 1 carbon and 2 hydrogens and 3 oxygens on this side. Okay. All right. Whenever you're trying to balance equations, you always do oxygen last and hydrogen next to last. Okay? Always. Oxygen last, hydrogen next to last. Now in this case, the carbons are already balanced. We don't have to worry about that so much. We do have to worry about the hydrogens next. As it turns out, this is the only one we're to worry about right now. Okay, so the only species over on the right-hand side that has hydrogens in it is the water. So that's the only one we can use to try and get to 4 hydrogens. So I'm going to put a 2 in front of the water to start with to try and get 4 hydrogens. When I did that, though, I multiplied the number of oxygens by 2. So now I don't have I have 2 oxygens here and 2 oxygens here for a total of 4 oxygens. Okay? Well, now the oxygens are not balanced. Okay? The easy thing to do for us is to, and this is a little bit complex because I've got oxygens in so many different species up here. Okay? So let's go over here and let's put a 2 in front of this. That'd be the easiest way to get the oxygens up to 4, wouldn't it? Okay, so I'll have 2 here, and this would be 4 oxygens. That's a total, 2 here and 2 oxygens here because of the coefficient. That would give me 4 oxygens. Okay? I don't know if this thing's ever going to settle down. I might just have to stop today or something. All right, but it also changed the number of hydrogens and carbons. I now have 2 carbons, and I have 3, 4, 8 hydrogens. Okay? All right, since we're going to save oxygen for last and hydrogen next to last, the next thing I want to try to balance is the carbons. Okay, you need to sign in.
No, I'm with that.
I want you to sign in over there on my notebook and put that in your personal file. Did you sign out? Did you sign out? Anytime you leave the room, you're supposed to sign out. Anytime you come in late, you're supposed to sign out. Anytime you leave early, you're supposed to sign out. Can you just leave?
As long as you sign out. You can leave.
No.
That's illegal.
If you illegally leave class, I have to write you up. Okay. All right. Let's see. Mean. This is for you. Whenever between classes, I think it says you need to go by and see Miss Polson. Okay. So you need to come and get this. All right. All right, where do we stop? All right, we need to go put a 2 here because we're going to save oxygen and hydrogen for last. So now that's going to change the number of carbons to 2. And it's going to change the number of oxygens to, I'm going to have 2 times 4 here. 2 times 2 here is 4. Plus this 2, that's 6. Okay? And since we're saving oxygen for last, I need to go to hydrogens next. Okay, the only way to change the number of hydrogens on the right side is to change the coefficient in front of the water. So instead of a 2 here, I want to put a 4 now. Okay. So now this brings this up to 8. Now I have, at this point, I might want to start doing some math over here separately. All right, so oxygens, I've got 2 times 2 is 4, and 4 times 1 is 4, so that means I have 8 oxygens at this point, doesn't it? That makes sense? All right, now, I look over on the left side, and I look at all the coefficients I have, and I've got oxygens in this species and oxygens in this species. And I could change the coefficient in front of this first species, but that would change the carbons and hydrogens too, and all I need to change at this point is the oxygen. So I'm going to leave everything else alone and change only this one, because this is the one that's going to change the oxygens without changing anything else. So since I already have 4, and I need how many more? 4 more. I need to put a 3 in front of this. That'll give me, on this side now, in oxygens I have 2 here, plus 6, so I have 8 oxygens. Okay?